When you're trying to come up in the music industry, trying to make a name for yourself, one of the hardest things, and anyone will tell you, is trying to stand out from the masses. You're most definitely probably not going to be the only one taking a shot at it. But what a lot of people don't tell you though, is that it's actually not that hard to make an impression. Are there tricks to finding your own signature sound? Guess what? That is today's video. We're gonna get into that right here, right now. Hey, what's up? I'm Melodic and thank you for checking out yet another video. Now, if this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe, like and share because you help grow the channel, and that is cool. At least I like to think so. If you're wondering what the equipment is that I am using, I've got links, affiliate links, to most of the equipment that I am using. So if you see something that you like and you will purchase it, I will get a small commission on that. So you're actually helping me. So thanks for that. Now, when your ambition is to try and make music and make money in this industry, especially now during the COVID situation, it is challenging as it is. So a lot of people are impatient. Mistakes I see upcoming producers do, or just producers in general, is that they are going to just blatantly copy what's going on there. So they're following the trend of today. So if anything's trending, they're probably going to do it. So there's a gazillion how-to videos, how to sound like this, how to make that, and in the end of the day, I do think you're building your house on the sand a little bit, because I do think that it's better to master a skill and work that skill and really develop your own signature sound instead of just relying on something that someone else already has come up with. Now, it's cool to let yourself get inspired, because that's what we're all doing, right? You're probably watching this video because there's something you heard me say or saw me do that you thought like, hey, I can relate to that. But to just like blatantly go out there, get the same equipment, do the same stuff, that's probably not gonna work, because there shall be only one. There can be only one. Then again, how can you actually come up with a signature sound that is you, 100%, that people will recognize and that people will relate to as that being their own? Now, a bit of psychology when it comes to us human beings is that a lot of people will get into something if they can relate to it or they can actually embody it. The best movies that you have watched were probably movies where you can really envision what that leading character was doing. It felt as if it was you. Now, the trick with making music, especially when you're doing it in a dollar's, say, live situation, is to just get as many people on board with your philosophy as soon as you can. And from that moment on, you are actually just making suggestions, and the people are picking up on those suggestions and they are following what you are doing. Because believe it or not a lot of people are choosing. We think we choose, but we basically follow. That's how it works, So if you say like, I found that new iPhone first, someone in the marketing department has made it so that out of the 3 choices you had, you picked one, and because you were the first, you think you made that choice. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Same goes for performing live. If you make pleasing suggestions sound-wise and you structure them, and this is something you can actually sit down and really calculate. You can really think, okay, what is that sound I'm going to enter into the room now? What is something that's going to come into my production at this specific moment? And you plan ahead. Say you're doing 30 minutes of a live set and you're going to do maybe 6 songs, yeah? That means that you're going to do 5 minutes each. Every 5 minutes something needs to change. What is that topic? How can you go from one subject to another subject? It is like writing a script. It is like getting the listener or getting the end user or getting your fans, or however you want to call everyone that's listening to your music. It's getting people into your philosophy, having a musical conversation, if you will. If that is what everyone knows that's going to happen, everyone's going to go like, wow, I really dig what he's doing. I will go over to my live set and I will give you a few tricks to actually work on so you can develop your own signature sound. Let's get into it. Now, in order for this to be convincing, a few things you need to establish from the get-go. Don't overthink what it is you are going to try and do in the early stages of making music, because trying to contemplate what is a good kick, what is a good sound, sometimes going to take away from the hands-on nature of getting into the flow And what we're trying to do is pinpoint that signature sound. Now, I start with a kick. I've played a kick something like this. Bam, 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 bam. There are more drums, but okay, this is getting me, getting me somewhere. Now, if you're not great at playing stuff on a keyboard, try and get like an instrument that has sequences already built into it. Today I am working with the TB03 bassline because it's just going to do something which is really electronic in its nature. This is what it plays. And I've got the multi-clock here on channel 2. I'm sending out a clock to the TB03, and then the bottom row, you can see them right here, that is the swing. So now everything is on the beat, and now it's so instantly there's a swing going. Now, one trick to get your own signature sound going, I can always suggest, is convert drums to music. Convert drum patterns to music. If I, for instance, would go into my Octatrack where I've got a snare drum laid out, if I'm not mistaken, it's over here. So if I'm going to play, say, maybe this, beat will start like this. Let's see if we can record this, yeah? 2, 3, and. Here we go. Yeah, nice. But now, what if I play this same pattern with the bass line? So, for instance, let's get out of there. Go into a different page. I'll go into my quick mutes, turn it off, yeah? And I will go over here, turn this off for a second. I will go to my Model D, which I've got here. It's playing. Definitely. Now, let's go and get this pattern, the tack, 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 tack. It was playing this. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, here we go. Recorded that, yeah? Let's see if we can make it work, because this sounds awful. But let's see if we can get it to sit more in the beat, yeah? Without stuff falling down here. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's the sound. Now, it plays the same as the snare, obviously. This already gives me some sort of a vibe, and I think like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Now, I have already prepared some drums beforehand while you weren't watching. That snare is just getting on my nerves, but for sake of argumentation, I like the fact that this gave me an idea to play this. So I'm going to turn that off. Tack, 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 tack. I like it. Yeah? Now this is one way of getting yourself going, and then building from there. Now I'm not saying you need to be like a keyboard prodigy but it helps to know a little bit about chords or a little bit about harmonies. If that is not the case, now what I have also done is on my Octatrack, the first the first 4 tracks on the Octatrack are dedicated to playing samples. So I have got a sample that plays, if I'm gonna turn you off first, plays this, play the drums. Just an organ sample that just keeps migrating. I'm liking it. Now, also this is going to irritate me after a while, so what I'm going to do is filter it down. Go into the filter here. Yeah, select it, otherwise nothing's happening. And trying to also determine what it is that you're hearing. This sound consists of 2 different segments actually. There is a drone in the beginning, boom, boom. And then obviously there's this melody on top. So when using a filter, you can actually pinpoint which of the 2 you're going to hear. Or both, or only the one. You'll hear them both, but you'll focus on the one. Now, the TB03 I have pitched into the same key as this loop, so if I would play the TB03, it will actually go together. Now this thing is an acid machine, but you don't necessarily have to use it for acid. I will use it as a bass line, but in a sense that it's only going to fill up the bottom frequency. So when I'm trying to look for my signature sound, I'm also looking a little bit at sound design, because I want sounds to stay in their own frequency range, but I want them to also work for the track. So I'm going to turn everything off. Let's listen to the sound in solo for a second. It's still got that acidy character, which means the resonance might be up a little bit too high. Let's turn down the resonance. Let's switch the waveform. Take that saw out. Now we've got a rounder kind of bass line. Yeah. Get a little bit more of a snap thing going. I'm trying to get more transients, which means I'm trying to get a little bit more attack on this sound so that it will drive the bass drum up a little bit. Listen. Now that's already going, yeah? Now let's see if this Model D that we played, if it fits in what we have. I think I need to pitch it up a little bit, because right now it's not in the same key. And out of my head I think it's 2 notes up. Transpose. There you go. Now this and this are clashing, yeah? Both of them are not very audible. So let's turn out the drums, take them out. So we need to lift him up, lift the lift the Moog up a little bit. Now, I pitched one of the 3 oscillators to a different key, which is a 5th. And then I can even turn up the middle oscillator. And now I've got the 3 notes playing. Yeah, nice. See if it works with the kick. So this has got its own place, that's got its own place. Now you've got room to either add samples or just work your drums. But this is basically how I get my sound going. You can do this also, especially when using analog synthesizers. Don't overthink it. You know, get those 2 ingredients to sit a little bit away from each other, but not as far as you can distinctly tell them apart. They still need to play together. Adding in drums. 1, 2, 2, 4. You see, the bass line is doing its thing. Now, let's see if I can play something with it. And this gets you into a zone where you're actually, you're offline, you know. Now you can just add stuff left and right, trying to see if you can put more stuff in there that will actually complement this track. Maybe we can go and find something on the Dave Smith Tetra to help us out here. The Tetra, I see something's already playing there. Let's take that out. Yay, okay, go, you notes, go away. So open this up. Now again, I'm not going to just like try and go Mozart on everything. I'm just trying to just keep it simple. Nice. MIDI port B. Channel 5. Yeah, got you. Find a different sound, maybe? I'm looking for a short percussive note on this. Okay, shorten the note here. Something that's going to add a little bit of flavor into what I'm doing. Okay, I hear a double note. Not good. Not good at all. Let's take that out. There you go. Now basically this is how I build up my sets, and my sound is something to do with my rhythmical me, you know. I've got a specific rhythmic sense that's just embedded in my DNA. So instead of trying to play stuff that I already hear or playing notes that a lot of other people are playing, I'm trying to just look at my core rhythmical sense, and I'm trying to just come up with patterns that will complement my own rhythmical feeling. I hope that makes any sense. So nice. As you can hear, the cable's broken. I need to look into that. Okay. And I can hear you think, whoa, that's the ugliest sound ever. You might be right. Okay, still I don't like this sound. Yeah, let's see. Let's get this. Record it. Filter it down. Longer notes. I'm not so sure I like the bottom notes, so I'm going to take them out again. There you go. Yeah, Well, why not? Now, the Tetra is going into the Octatrack on track 8. I've got 6, 7 and 8 dedicated to the Mini Tower on 6, the Model D on 7 and the Tetra on 8. And what I'm going to do is head over here to the effects section, and on the effects section I'm actually going to open up or automate reverb to go on this. So I'm opening up the mix and the time, which means I'm keeping C&B pressed, because if I'm opening up the crossfader right now, you'll see do the same thing over here. Track 7. There's delay over here, double click. We're gonna go down. Dark reverb, yes, thank you. Alright, also here. Stick it on. Come on. Open up the filter, put some noise on there. Get a solo going on the 101. Open up the release. Open up Port America. Something like that, you know, you can do whatever you want. And by the time you think it's ready to leave this space realm, turn down the volume. Turn this off. At the beginning we had this organ, remember? Let's see if there's something that we can actually stick here that's going to complement what we have. 2, 3, and filter, kick, and ride. Now, this actually is the way I get into my signature sound. There's different things that I did here. I've got something that is playing a character sound out of a different era, maybe a little bit acidy, but I didn't tweak the knob, so the bass line is basically staying put. And if you really want to take that acid out of it, turn the resonance down. Envelope a little bit up, so the envelope is on 12 o'clock, the resonance all the way down, the cutoff frequency is just a little over 12 o'clock here. Here. So it sits neatly in within that frequency range. Yeah? Playing the kick here. Turn this off, playing the kick. Ease yourself. See? So that's one way of getting a specific thing to get your sound going. You can program whatever you like on this thing. This is always going to already get you started, like say maybe 50% into something that will work. Programming drums might be the easiest part because, you know, rhythmical stuff is, when you're making dance music, obviously appealing to do. And then, you know, get a sample going. I've got a sample going on this. Turn this off. Here you go. And try and build stuff around it. This works together like a charm with the TB03. And it's nice, with something like an MPC you can actually just sample like from a record player straight into it, or get a little bit of a turntablism thing going, looking for samples. So there is different ways into structuring your sound. Now, one trick I will also like to mention also is that you need to combine different styles. Yeah, so this is 1985. This for me is the 1990s, this sample. It's a bit of a jazzy kind of laid-back vibe, which was cool in the 90s. So with those two things together, you bridge in 10 years of dance music already. Now, the drums are, I would like to call them new school, Nothing interesting, just a kick. The bat, get a little bit of a upbeat going. Clap. I prefer short claps because I can hide them away in the beats. Now all my hi-hats are here. Unusual, because usually I will split them up, but I guess I was lazy here. And the right. And then 6, 7, and 8, nothing's programmed. I can still map out because this is mapped to the Akai MPC Live if you didn't make that out. Okay, then I've got more synths that I'm not using today. I'm not using the Mini Tower and I'm not using the Audio Things Micro Monster. Now, the Micro Monster is a polyphonic synthesizer, which means, you play 5 fingers, you'll hear 5 notes. The Mini Tower is monophonic, which means like you play 5 finger, you'll only hear 1 note or 1 tone at a time. So monophonic synths are cool because they tend to be rich in the way they sound. But sometimes if you want to make up chords, it's cool to also have either chords that you can play with a polyphonic synthesizer. And if you don't know how to play or you're still working that, then a sample obviously like this is cool, and there's software enough to figure out what the tone is or what the key is, and then you'll just get your stuff going. But don't overthink it, keep it very random. This thing we've got here on the Behringer is something we did with a snare drum. So you can analyze whatever drums you have and transform them into notes, or transform them into maybe little musical patterns. Like if we're listening to these hi-hats, for instance. That could be something that can be transformed into notes as well. If I'm going over here. I've loaded it in now. When I put this on play. There we go. Tune it. But then again, I got another bass line. So the sequencer of the 101, same thing. Is this going to work with the TB03? Key transpose, play higher notes. Turn the volume down and the beat. What's not to like here, So your signature sound is something that needs to be close to who you are as a musician, close to what you feel. And I think that the more rudimentary you look at making music, so the first thing that comes into your mind or the first thing you feel, if you can lay that down or record it in, that's definitely going to pinpoint who you are going to be as a musician. And especially, I'm one of those people that can overanalyze stuff. So the longer I keep thinking on what it is that I need to play or what it is that I need to EQ or whatever, it's going to just take away from the enthusiasm and the just sheer like hands-on nature of making music. So hopefully with this small example, I showed you my way of getting to certain things. It's obviously not the be-all and end-all, but that's the way I do it. So if you like this, if you dig this, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section what you think as well. I'm sincerely hoping you took something away from that, because you know what I mean? It works differently for everyone else. I am just trying to point out certain things that work for me, and hopefully they are working for you. Let me know in the comment section below if they actually did work, and if that philosophy is something you can live by, or maybe you are coming up with some different tips. Go out there and share. Also, when you are sharing, also consider subscribing if this is something that you really like. Now, there are links to all the stuff that I'm using. I said it before. If you made it this far into the video, there's stuff down there with all the equipment that I am using. I've put some affiliate links there. I mean, I'm not going to make $1 million off it, but obviously if you are buying something, I get a small commission. So links to what I'm using, it's down below, as well as some links to books that I have read that helped me along the way. And well, anyway, that's what I would say. There's links to music that I've released as well, or I'm going to be releasing. Just don't be a stranger, get on board, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Peace.